Breaking news, Sky 3 over a traffic nightmare on Independence Boulevard. A light pole has come down, closing 2 of 3 lanes on outbound Independence. That, of course, the heavy part of Independence this time of day. We know DOT crews are aware of the situation. They're working to fix it, but no word on how long it will take to clear the mess up and get the traffic flowing.
This WBTV high-definition program is sponsored by Time Warner Cable. WBTV News at 6 starts right now.
2 dead, 3 seriously hurt. I-85 shut down for this wreck that's every bit as bad as it looks.
Plus, 3 years later, a murder trial finally underway. Why lawyers for an accused killer say their client will not be convicted.
But first, at 6, a local bar owner sings the blues. He says code enforcement officers are trying to crack down on karaoke. Good Monday evening. I'm Maureen O'Boyle.
And I'm Jamie Bull, in tonight for Paul Cameron. The proprietor of Jackalope Jackson Elizabeth says cornhole is not a crime. Well, that depends on how you look at Charlotte's zoning laws. Right now, Jackalope serves up food and beers. It's zoned as a restaurant with an alcohol license. But patrons can also play pool and skee ball, take part in karaoke. The letter of the law says that's live entertainment, and it requires a totally different stack of papers. WBTV's Sharon Smith live on 7th Street. And Sharon, essentially the city says you need to be zoned for fun?
Basically, Jamie, that's what the owner would say here. Look, this is a very popular neighborhood hangout day and night. I guess the concern is what happens after the sun goes down.
Friday night at 11 o'clock, 10:30, 11 o'clock.
Rob Nixon says that's when the real trouble started, as a team of city inspectors and state alcohol agents descended upon Jackalope Jack's. Nixon says it killed the mood, and the fallout could kill his business.
What you're doing is you're stripping these restaurants of their flavor.
Here, that would be karaoke and skee ball. He calls them weapons of mass entertainment and says they are under attack under the city's zoning law. Code enforcement manager Walter Abernathy says his office started a citywide crackdown last year.
We put it in context. You're really asking yourself, when you go in there and look at it as an inspector, you're asking yourself, has the flavor changed? Is this a restaurant now, or is it a nightclub?
All this talk about flavor might seem subjective, but Abernathy says the restaurant versus bar difference is well defined. Does the place have a menu? Live music? Karaoke could count. Gaming? Is there 1 pool table or 10? What about dancing? It's not just karaoke or skee ball alone they consider, but the whole picture. And the problem is distance. Bars and nightclubs have to be a football field or more away from residential. Restaurants don't. Still, Nixon questions the timing. It's no secret what his place has always offered. So why now, especially now?
When the Democratic National Party comes next year, and you're not allowed to have music, you're not allowed to have karaoke, you're not allowed to have machines. Every restaurant you're allowed to walk into, just sit and shut up and leave. It's ridiculous.
However, zoning people say that their enforcement helps the city deal with safety, traffic, noise issues, some neighborhood issues too. So if hit by a violation, owners have 3 options really. They can appeal, they can ask for a variance, or they can try to comply and change up their business. Sorry, I know it's hard to hear right now. For now, we are live in Elizabeth tonight. Sharon Smith, WBTV on your side.
Well, we got exactly what you said there, Sharon. Thank you. Abernathy said they inspected 4 places Friday night across the city. All 4 might fall under the wrong zoning for their type of business. No violations have been written yet.
The man accused in the murder of a UNC Charlotte student on trial today. Jury selection for the trial of Mark Carver started in Gaston County. Carver is one of 2 men charged in the 2008 death of Ira Yarmolenko. Her body was found here outside her car along the Catawba River in Mount Holly. Carver's attorneys are confident they'll clear their client.
Can't comment on what the evidence is going to show because the state always holds the burden, but we've got a great case.
The other man charged in her death, Neil Casada, died of a heart attack before going to trial.
If you didn't appeal your new property value in Mecklenburg County, you've missed the boat. The deadline for appeals, 5 o'clock tonight. From here, the assessor's office reviews your appeal. If they accept it, you'll get a new notice of value. If they reject it, you can file a formal appeal. And if that's rejected, you can appeal with the North Carolina Property Tax Commission. Now, the county has put together an informational video on this entire process, and you can find it on the Web Extra section at WBTV.com.
The NCAA tournament is tipping off in Charlotte this week. Both North Carolina and Duke will play their first games at Time Warner Cable Arena. But realistically, can you still get tickets, and can you afford them if you find them? We sent Steve Crump to find out. He's live uptown. Steve, I'm certain that these are going to be expensive seats.
Yeah, you know, you hear that saying, sold to the highest bidder, but the word on the street that we got today is some of those tickets start at $200 and the price goes up. Not just for the lower level here, but there's also demand for the nosebleed section. Thanks. You're not going to find them on sale at the ticket window inside of Time Warner Cable Arena. That's because when the NCAA Selection Committee put Duke and UNC in the Carolinas' largest city, the remaining seats evaporated in a matter of hours.
I was under the impression that we had 3,000 to 3,500 tickets left Friday afternoon, and right now we're all but sold out.
Websites across the internet brag about having good tickets, and that's also the case inside the classified ads, which raises the question of buyer beware.
For interested fans, I would look into it, but they're going to be moving really fast if they're not already sold out.
Even some of Uptown's movers and shakers don't have a clear line on where to find seats. Fans checking into Hotel Sierra, which is attached to Time Warner Cable Arena, will be without tickets unless they bring their own.
We'd love to have tickets, but right now we don't. I wish we did. Hopefully in the future we will.
For many fans, getting into the building comes down to desire and having the right connections.
According to what I've been told, we're basically sold out. Upstairs, downstairs, everywhere.
Talk about supply and demand, and right here on the property of Time Warner Cable Arena, expect to see a number of ticket scalpers simply because there's nothing illegal about that. Bottom line is they have to be sold for face value plus $3 more than what the face value suggests, which pretty much brings up that whole issue of wink, wink, nod, nod. Live tonight from Center City, Steve Crump, WBTV, on your side.
And if you don't have tickets, no worries. We are your home for coverage of the NCAA tournament. Coverage starts Thursday at 12:15.
Let's get an update on the weather situation right now. A live picture from our HD tower cam. A couple of noticeable differences from yesterday. It's cloudy and a little bit cooler.
Yes, Eric Thomas is filling us in on what's ahead tonight.
And I think that trend is going to continue. I think we're going to get even more cloudy, and I think we're going to get even cooler as we go forward in time. Good evening to you. Hope you had a good weekend. Scott Clark's Toyota City Weather Net. There are the clouds Jamie just talked about rolling in. Going to make it tough to see the sunset. 61 degrees, that's our number right now. So in terms of the headlines, here you go. More showers are on the way, wobbly temperatures, but overall fairly quiet. We'll talk more about it coming up in your First Alert forecast.
And next at 6, twisted metal, a truck destroyed. Details of this crash that shut down I-85. Molly?
And also tonight, all new at 11 o'clock. The March Madness about to begin. Duke and UNC both playing in Charlotte this week. But fans of one of those teams may have some serious problems watching the game on television. We're going to break down the bracketology, and we've got all your breaking news coming up on WBTV News at 11 o'clock. We'll see you then.
WBTV